channel. If you're new here, I'm Sue of Bendnstretch with Sue. In today's video, I'd like to take you through a yoga flow for beginners. I also wanted to take you into my garden so that you too could enjoy this beautiful warm fall day as we take the opportunity to remain outdoors as much as possible before the onset of the colder temperatures. Before we get started with our yoga practice, I'd really like to do a quick shout out to a YouTube friend of mine, Rachel of Yoga with Rachel. She has some wonderful beginner practices as well as some tutorials that will allow you to really fine-tune some of the poses. To get started, we need a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have any, perhaps some large textbooks can help to make your reach much easier. And that way, if you are feeling somewhat inflexible, you can take your time to gradually warm up the body and extend your reach lower and closer to the ground. But those blocks will really help to prop you up. Now, as we begin, we will move through the practice with our breath. At any time you need to take a little bit of a pause, you can always come into child's pose. Coming to standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. We align our bodies over the ankles and extending the arms, floating them up as we inhale, exhaling to bring them to the heart center. From there, you can bring the attention to what's going on the inside, feeling the activation of the feet connecting to the ground, the alignment of your body, your breath as you tap into its rhythm, soothing and calming. Breathing in to float the arms up and breathing out to hinge and bow into a forward fold. From there, we'll articulate to round through the back and really warm up the spine even further. Breathing in once again to reach up. Breathing out to take a bow. Smoothly unrolling, making your way up. Rolling the shoulders at the top creates a really nice release. Breathing in once again to reach up. And as you bow and hinge, unrolling once again, coming right back to mountain pose. Solid rounding position. A few shoulder rolls to release any kinks, stiffness that might exist. Floating the arms up and taking a side body stretch. As you reach the right hand down and back up, left hand comes down as you tip to that side. Floating left hand to meet the right, leaning back and taking a bow once again. Taking an inhale to flatten the back, exhaling to squeeze a little deeper into that forward fold. And just let yourself relax here. Feel the weight of your body. Shake the head out a little bit to loosen up any kinks in the neck, and then unrolling as you come up with an exhale at the top. Breathing in again to float right back up with those arms, and exhaling as you let them land at the heart center. Breathe in, reach up and stretch, and breathe out. Take your bow. Empty out all of that breath. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. Hands come down. Now you can have hands to the mat. If you want to make it easier to reach, use your blocks. Step back with your right foot for a nice long lunge. And as you sink your hips here, keep the spine long, bring the knee down to the mat. And from here, as you open the chest, float your arms up. Reaching tall, exhaling to bring the hands back to the blocks. Lifting the knee and stepping to bring that foot to the top of your mat. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale with the opposite foot to the back. Knee comes down. And once again, you take that beautiful big breath to reach up and look up. Hands come down, exhale. Lift the knee and step it in. Take a full inhale here and slowly unroll to come all the way back to Tadasana. As you turn the head to one side, Try to keep your body straight, inhaling center and exhaling as you turn to the side, bringing it back to the middle, dropping the chin to the collarbones as you drag it from one shoulder across to the opposite shoulder. Loosening the neck and really make it feel nice as you create a massaging type of motion. And then bringing it back to your starting position. Big breath in and breath out, bow. As you inhale, flatten your back. Hands to the blocks or to the mat, step back, right foot. This time the heel comes down, the toes are turned out as you float your way up to warrior one, maintaining a really good bend in that front knee. As you keep your stacking of the body, bring the hands back to the mat or block. Step right foot in, step left foot back. We keep moving here with our breath. As you come up and inhale, again, strong through those feet, really pressing down into the blocks or mat as you exhale. And as you move those blocks out of the way to make some space, we plant the hands, step back with both feet into your downward facing dog. Great resting position. Knees come down, making it a little easier in a half plank, particularly for beginners, as you lower yourself down and then pressing to lift up into an upward dog, cobra, whichever one feels better. Pressing the hips back. Beautiful side stretch and tuck toes under again. Come back to your downward facing dog and take it slow to walk your feet to meet your hands. As you arrive, you can reach for one of your blocks, place it under the face. Left hand goes on that block as you reach your right arm up and straighten your right leg here. Then bend it again as you bring the hand under the face on the block and straighten the left leg as you reach with your left arm for the sky. If you can, you're looking up and then bring it down as you follow the gaze with your hand. As you slowly unroll, ease your way back up and bring hands back to your heart center. Pause and you interlace the fingers, press them away. This really lengthens the side of the body as you let the weight of your arms pull you to the side, hips moving away from you. And inhale, center, exhale, repeat it to the other side. Nice and heavy here through those arms, leaning back. Exhale to hinge. Inhale to reach the head forward. And once again, hands to the mat or use your blocks, stepping back right foot. And as you move from your lunge to bring the foot, the heel all the way down, plant your left arm onto your thigh. And from here, keep the knee bent as you reach up with your right arm. Keep your tailbone tucked here as well for a side ankle stretch. You can place your hand on the block if you want to get a little bit deeper. You've got 3 settings on that block, so you could actually go even lower, or if you have better flexibility in the hips, you could even bring the arm all the way down to the ground. Other arm comes across the ear before circling down to the block or mat. Step right foot in and inhale. Exhale, step back left foot. We repeat the very same sequence on the other side, reaching up with the left arm, tucking the tail, reach and extend. Use your breath to stretch and get long through the left side of your body. Pull the navel to your spine. Circle the arm down as you exhale. Both hands on blocks or mat. And from here, we ease our way back to downward dog. So you can move the blocks right out of the way if you have the flexibility to plant those hands on your mat. Downward dog to a plank. Make it a half plank for beginners, or you can stay in your full plank if you want more strength. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it back. And as you tuck the toes under, once again, great stretch in your downward dog. walk your feet forward. Take your time. Really enjoy that forward fold. Inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze out the breath. Breathing in to reach up. Breathing out to bring the hands to your heart center. Breathe in again. And as you bow, empty out all the breath. Inhale. And again, you can use those blocks to help. Take a big step with the right foot. Heel comes down again. And this time, we float the right arm back as we come to our warrior two. From here, you want to bring your gaze past that front hand. You want to stack your shoulders over your hips. Then the back hand comes on the back leg to reverse your warrior. Keeping the front knee bent as you reach up and over. And cartwheel those hands, reaching for the front of your mat. And step in right foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Feel yourself getting more pliable, more flexible. You step back with your left foot and bring that heel down. As you bring your arm back, left arm back, right arm forward, warrior two, reverse warrior, or sun warrior as it's sometimes referred to. Front knee stays bent, and then cartwheel those hands. Again, beautiful rounded movements. As you move those blocks out of your way, once again, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale to your half plank or high plank. Lower yourself down. Keep those elbows close to you as you lift up and press back. Really nice little bit of a puppy pose before coming into downward dog. And as you just enjoy the stretch here, you can walk the hands back towards your feet, coming into your forward fold. And once again, unroll. Articulate through each and every vertebra of your spine. As you bring hands to your heart, planting your weight into your left foot, lift up the right knee and really fire up that foot as you flex the ankle, reaching it all the way to the top of your mat. As you continue to press into that foot, lifting away your left leg to come into warrior three. You can keep your hands at the heart. You may rest the big toe if you want a little help with balance, or play around with lowering and lifting. You can open up the arms nice and wide as well, or even bring them by your hips, reaching back. Bring them back to the heart as you return back to your starting position. As you bring weight into the right foot, opposite leg, lifting left, firing up that leg, core strong, helping you to reach with a big step forward, testing the balance right away, easing weight into the left foot to gradually pick up the right leg. Hips level and balance, breath smooth, airplane arms or arms right by the hips. So you can play around with the arm positioning to find what works best for you. As you step it all the way back again, get firm in that right foot as you bring the left foot back. From here, we take an inhale and a little bit of battle with the trees here, just keeping it real. As you take your bow, empty it all out. As you reach for the ground, walking the hands away from you to move back into your downward facing dog. Just moving a few twigs and berries away from my feet here. And as I walk the hands back, I ease my way into a squat. Although I don't show it here, if you prefer, you could reach for a block to place underneath the pelvis. As a beginner, this can feel pretty intense, so you may have difficulty getting the heels down to the floor. You could take your feet a little bit wider, and you could also have your hands out in front of you, either on the mat or just reaching, or even bringing them back behind you as we ease our way into a seated position. From here, you can stretch the legs out nice and long to move into Dandasana, breathing in to bring those arms up once again overhead and scooping in your right knee. Give it a squeeze and then take the leg across. This helps to deepen that stretch through your outer hip. As you hug the knee toward your left shoulder and squeeze it nice and close, you can either hold on to it or take the elbow right across your body over to the outer right thigh, pressing that arm into the leg. Now this might be a little tough for beginners, so just hold on to the leg if that's easier, and then stretch it out. As you repeat that same sequence on the opposite side, you're going to bring the knee into your body and taking it over across so the foot is outside the right leg. And again, find that proper adjustment for your arm, either hugging it in or anchoring it outside of your leg. Really lengthen your neck here. You can use your left hand to help to prop you up a little bit taller. You can also gaze past your back shoulder as you remain nice and still, and then slowly unwind yourself. Bring the leg nice and long here. You can give the legs a little tiny shake and then stretch forward. Forward fold. This one is meant to be soothing and calming to the nervous system. So you unroll yourself, making sure that you have enough room on your mat. So I'm going to just scoot forward here a little bit, and making sure also that you have access either to a block or even a pillow would be helpful here for beginners especially. But we're going to come to a supine position, walking the feet toward the body to lift the hips up and sliding that block or cushion directly under the back of your pelvis. From here, you can release it onto the block, and it just really feels nice to let yourself relax. You can even explore going up a little higher, especially if you're using a block. You have 3 different setting options here. You can keep the legs bent, or you may wish to stretch them out long, maybe even taking those arms up and back overhead. That really elongates all of the anterior lines of your body. Gives you lots of space to breathe into. You can hang in here a little longer, as long as you like. Again, if it feels better for you to have the knees bent, then go right ahead and do that. Attention to your breath, weight of your hips, and then slowly you can begin to make your way out. Walking the feet back in, lifting up as you press into them, moving that block right out of the way. From here, return the spine to the mat, hug knees into the body, give yourself a nice little back massage. Side to side, make it a generous movement. And then as you hold on to your left knee, extend the right leg. We've already warmed up these muscles into that previous twist when we were seated. So you may find that this one comes a little bit easier. You can even stretch your left arm either wide open, or you can take it alongside the ear. You can use your right hand to guide your left knee closer and closer to your chest. Let your breath relax you, and let gravity, let the peace of the twist soothe. So you switch it up and bring your right knee in with a nice tight squeeze, repeating the same sequence on this side. Feel how one side may surrender into this pose a little bit easier than the other. And that's perfectly normal. We expect that. But over time, the more frequently you return to the mat, the closer the balance in your body. Closing the eyes as you bring the arms at your sides. You can turn the palms up in a nice open receiving position. You can allow your toes to turn outward, and if you wish, you could even place a couple of cushions, a pillow, bolster, or even the blocks right behind your knees to make it even easier for your back to release into your mat. As you surrender this way, you can feel the energy of peace soaking into your body. In this case, that beautiful breeze blows over me, really helping me to feel connected to nature, able to let go and surrender of the busyness of life, all of the demands are set aside for this precious time dedicated to self-care, to wellness, and as you feel ready to, thinking about making your return, your exit from this relaxing position by bringing the knees back into the body, rocking side to side, either rolling through the side or right through the middle to come back to a seated position, one that's comfortable for you. You might even sit on the block. But as you bring your practice to a close, I really want to thank you for your time today. I hope you'll subscribe. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. You can check it out, and you can check me out in the next video. Namaste, my friends, and thank you so much.